The fantastic news is that it has already started. A number of you students here have been contacted to let you know that you can declare an equity and social justice emphasis for your transcript. We have so much more to tell you about this, but I just want to let you know initially, this is just Seattle Central College being Seattle Central College. We have a 50-year heritage of working for equity and sustainability. And this emphasis is right down the heart of who we are and what we have been doing. You will notice a video, you may notice a video of some of our students already doing the work, some of our alumni of equity and social justice. And this emphasis will further that great work. So you'll get the information today. You'll hear from college leaders, supportive of, and students likely to declare, as well as faculty teaching courses that are part of the ESJ emphasis. So get ready. And I hope you're ready to get started. How many are ready to get started? Thanks for working with me. Thanks for working with me. Well then, we're going to ask Jaime Cardenas and Beto Barrera Cole, sorry if I mispronounced it a little bit, Beto, and they're going to come, two valued members of our ESJ committee, and they're going to tell you more about the relevant background information that concerns this ESJ initiative. Beto and Jaime, come on.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Vero. I'm going to let Jaime do all the talking. Because that's how it works.
Thanks, Vero. So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jaime Cardenas, and I teach history and ethnicity studies on our campus. It's my pleasure to present a very brief history of the equity and social justice emphasis. But before I go any further, it's my honor to acknowledge that the college and I are on the ancestral lands of Coast Salish-speaking peoples. The deep history of the emphasis goes back to 1966, as Carl alluded to, when our college opened its doors. Much of the impetus to open a community college in Capitol Hill came from community efforts led by African Americans, Asian Americans, Native Americans, and Latino American women and men. They often used a different terminology back then, but it was about equity and social justice then as it is now. For the next 45 years, a good number of the college's students, staff, faculty, and exempt employees did not forget the spirit which led to the creation of Seattle Central. They developed courses in and related to ethnicity studies, women, gender, and sexuality studies, disability studies, and environmental studies. They developed the Office of Multicultural Services, the Women's Program, the College Success Program, MESA, TRIO, Disability Support Services, Re-Entry Support Program, Veteran Services, and other initiatives and offices. In 2013, the emphasis that offers students a unique opportunity to study the social, economic, cultural, and political forces that have shaped historic and contemporary experiences of our diverse communities began its official development as a coordinated academic program. Faculty members and professional staff from throughout the college, led by Dowdy Abed, met to develop this emphasis. It's good to mention those original members: Crystal Balhan, Susan Barclay, Valerie Hunt, Lynn King, Kate Creed, Tracy Lai, Yamile Molina, Teresa Yark, Tina Young, and myself. The administrator who gave us the institutional space to continue the work was then Dean Bradley Lane, who is now Vice President for Instruction. and the president, who has demonstrated a deep understanding and appreciation of equity and social justice as an academic movement, has been Sheila Edwards Lange. The current members of the committee, it should also be noted, are Vero Barrera Cole, Carl Livingston, Kayleen Oka, Helena Ribeiro, Marla Robinson, and myself. We are led by Kayleen Oka. In this entire process, we develop learning outcomes for the emphasis. Upon completing the emphasis, students will be able to first identify historical and contemporary issues based on social location identities, including, but not limited to, race, class, gender, sexuality, religion, ability, and age. Second, critically analyze social power structures, oppression, and privilege. Third, create strategies and tools for empowerment, transformation, and social justice. And fourth and final, engage effectively with peers and diverse perspectives to build solidarity within and outside of the classroom and college. In closing, I believe those who struggled in the 1960s for the creation of this community college would be very proud of our equity and social justice emphasis students. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Beto, for allowing Jaime to speak. And thank you, Jaime, for doing a good job. Well, first let me mention that we have some seats up front, because I see a lot of people standing. If you have a seat by you, and you'd love to have someone come by and sit down, why don't you raise your hand, and all those that see a hand raised, why don't you come and take a seat. We got 2 seats up front, a seat over here, and feel free to just come right on up and grab a seat. We want you to all pack in real tight and not to stand because you wish you had a chair. All right. We have in our midst people that have helped provide crucial leadership at our school and of course in the community. And it all begins with our Chancellor, Chancellor Pam, who's with us today. And Chancellor, please stand. Thank you so much for your leadership, for your vision, and thank you for supporting this effort. We also have our distinguished president at our school, Dr. Sheila Edwards Lange, and she's going to come and give some remarks, but I first want to do a decent job sharing some information or background, because some don't know that Dr. Sheila Edwards Lange left dual vice president and vice provost positions at the University of Washington to lead Seattle Central College. You can clap if you want to. 2015, she came to take over the helm here. And since arriving, President Edwards Lange has led SCC in academic excellence, diversity, and inclusion. Dr. Edwards Lange does this work not only for SCC, but nationally as a charter member of the National Association of Chief Diversity Officers, and locally on Seattle Mayor Durkin's Education Advisory Group, among other things. Our president is very, very involved in crucial ways pushing excellence and diversity. And our president comes now to speak to us.
So I have to say that I am so proud to be the president of a college that would take this effort on and make it real for us. And when I arrived here, equity and social justice was part of the DNA of Seattle Central, as you heard. It's been part of our history, part of what we do here since our very founding. When I came, I was very proud to be able to support this effort to include social justice and equity in our curriculum in a more formal way. I'm grateful to the faculty who were willing to work on it, and it did take lots of committee meetings and putting together all of the behind-the-scenes things that go into making an emphasis happen. And so thank you to the faculty for being willing to take on that extra work to make this happen. I have to say that our faculty's dedication to our students is exemplary, but what they do for our community is also outstanding. So what does this mean for us here at Central? Even as we are working to become more connected to and integrated with our sister colleges, and I also want to thank our chancellor for being here. And part of what we are doing is we're emphasizing what's unique about the Seattle Central experience for students here. And I have to say, this is unique. This emphasis in our Associate of Arts degree is unique to our campus, and I think that we want to build on our reputation and provide our students with the academic training in equity and social justice. This emphasis in the AAA degree will allow our students to transfer to four-year colleges and universities and continue that solid educational background in equity and social justice. And there are a number of programs around the country, not just here locally. They can go to the University of Washington, of course, and major in American Ethnic Studies and a lot of other emphasis there. But there are centers around the country where that focus on equity and social justice. So there's a center at Berkeley, there's a center at Wayne State, and we're hoping to connect with those centers so that our students will have opportunities to transfer to those locations. And I have to say, now more than ever, we need a cadre of people trained to address equity and social justice in our community. It's my hope that equipped with this AA degree, our students will graduate eventually with a degree that prepares them to work in public service, nonprofits, government as change agents. This will ensure that we move from protest to change over time. Every movement in American history, whether it be the suffragette movement of the early 19th century or the civil rights movement of the 1960s, started with protests, but eventually led to policy and legal changes to ensure that the rights of underserved communities were protected, at least in theory. We see this now happening with our Black Lives Matter movement as it shifts from protesting to actually recommending policy changes like policing reforms, including the use of body cameras, use of force training, and then political reforms like the protection of voting rights, as we see those being eroded around the country. So we move from protest to change, and I believe that our graduates will be the ones who will actually propose, implement, and transform public policy in our communities to be more fair and equitable as they go on along their academic journey. So while our immediate concerns about national politics are real, with all of the attacks on immigration and people in our community, I believe that our future is bright, and I'm so proud that Seattle Central is going to be part of the solution to making our nation and our communities more fair and equitable for everyone. So thank you to everyone who made this possible. I'm really looking forward to the first cohort of graduates so that I can be there to celebrate with them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam President. Again, we are about equity and social justice at our school. We have a long history in that regard, and this is going to take that history and heritage up to another level. Well, there's a poet amongst us, that's going to give us a special student perspective. Larisha Nicholson is a poet that has received some local attention for her wonderful work. She's a student who has already completed some of the classes in the ESJ emphasis. Larisha will share one of her poems, hopefully, and then speak to why a transfer student might want to declare an ESJ emphasis on the way toward her associate's degree. Larisha comes now. Thank you, Larisha.
Can you all hear me okay? Yes. Good afternoon, peers and faculty. My name is Larisha Nicholson, and I'm currently enrolled here at Seattle Central College. Today, I want to come forth before you all to shed some light on my experiences here on campus, as well as the influences of the courses related to equity and justice emphasis. Over time, I've learned to balance my adaptable nature with understanding a variety of social experiences that go hand in hand with my own. Far before I realized the true definition of a humanitarian, I had a thirst for knowledge. That was definitely challenged by the majority. The first course I took was Intercultural Communications with Vero. And I can remember that day specifically, very clearly. After I decided to create my own parking spot, as I've done today, I sat in the front row. We began to watch a film called Race, the Power of an Illusion. And instantly, I was hit with the stereotypes that I couldn't believe people honestly believed. I mean, I know you've heard the one that goes, all Black people can run fast or even have an extra muscle that gives us an advantage, right? Well, I have news for you. They were wrong, because I am indeed Black and I can't run. The whole class paused and then understood the humorous truth of my reality in that moment. Shortly after, I decided to take a course called Sociology of Gender and Sex Roles. And it was here where I was able to write an entire paper about why I've only ever worn sneakers that made my feet look larger. Many of the reason being for balance and durability and comfort, but also to fit over my orthotics. I now own 2 pairs of heels. I'm evolving. I wanted to explore other corners of my identity, so while taking LGBTQ studies, again with Vero, I was able to learn more about movements such as the Stonewall Riots in 1969 and discuss the pioneers throughout the LGBTQ history, like Gladys Bentley, James Baldwin, and Audre Lorde, to name a few. I then found courage to participate in more marches and demonstrations within my community and hear other stories and reasons for taking the course. The last course I've taken was African American Psychology, and it was in this class I was able to open up the most thus far. Whilst I was studying this course, I learned that I was truly Black in America. I came to class the day after being referred to as the harshest word with a hard R at the end. I had made it thus far in life without hearing such a word directed towards me, and without this course instructed in peers, I wouldn't have had a healthy way to process and understand the trauma of that experience. I've equipped my tool belt of social knowledge with these courses that have helped me best understand and how to educate in my differences. That guides my consciousness before my race, gender, or sexual orientation, or my ability. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I have these wheels, and they are an extension of me. And just as most people, you must ask the user of the mobility device for consent to touch this extension of them. Here on campus, I know the layout of every accessible area, every ramp, every elevator, and every restroom with railing and space for any size of mobility device. We feel our space is extremely treasured because we feel independent. We feel as if we are a priority. People with disabilities are the least represented minority group, but the easiest to become a part of at any given time. And with that being said, we deserve much more respect from the majority. We can all be leaders of change, and thanks to the emphasis, I'm able to share my story with you all today. Thank you.
again. It's not Larissa, it's Larisha. 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 Okay. Thank you so much, Larisha, for your words. We appreciate you. Now, we want to bring you to what's going to happen when this part of the program is over. You get a chance, especially students that are interested in declaring this emphasis, you get a chance to talk to many of our distinguished faculty who will be holding a placard like Beto is holding and like Helena is holding. And to give you a taste of what it is that you're going to experience when you talk to different faculty, we're asking Tracy Lai in just a second to come forward. We have a number of faculty who are offering courses that make up this emphasis. We hope more faculty even will think about how to make your courses relevant to this emphasis. Talk about it amongst other faculty, talk about it with your dean. We're going to build this program out. And what we're doing is we're going to enhance what it is that our students have to experience here at our school, as well as help them hone an interest they may have in equity and social justice. Well, we're asking now Tracy to come and to tell us about our courses, because no professor in this emphasis has more courses than Tracy Lai. She is a leader at our school. She's a leader, has been a leader in the past in our union. She's a master professor, and we're so glad for what she's doing to help make this emphasis real. Tracy Lai. Everybody see Tracy?
No, she's still in class.
Oh, she's still in class. So this is the point at which I sing an old Negro spiritual. No, that's not. That's not what happened. That's called ESJ de-emphasis. No, so what we'll do then is, oh, our head, our chair is so good.
Thanks everybody for coming. What we're going to do at the end of the program is you'll see a number of faculty that will have signs that show the classes that they teach that are connected to the Equity and Social Justice program. And so you can go, students and faculty and others, can go and ask those faculty sort of what are the ways that equity and social justice themes play out in these particular classes. And they'd be happy to talk to you around the kinds of things that we explore in the classroom. So for example, in my Sociology of Asian Americans class, we always end with a project that is towards social change. So something that students and groups create that will have some kind of impact in their local community. So those kinds of questions you're welcome to ask anybody who has a sign. Okay? Thanks again for coming.
And in my Minority Politics in America course, one of the texts is my book called Shoestrings and Bootstraps, a development plan for African American. What we do is we emphasize in that course development of the group. It's not just the history of immigration, discrimination, and then all of the problems that lead to the wrong kind of ethnic stratification. The course is about, given those things, what do we do about it? It's about that as well. So we spend time talking about how we can make positive change in the world. And the research paper students are asked to write is a paper on a group you could help develop. What would you do? And when I leave that class, to go do that work. That's what my life's about. That's why I love this school too. Because for me, it's not about a job. It's like that with so many of us. We may smile and we're happy, but we are out there trying to make the environment that many of you try to help those struggling with LGBTQA rights. We're out there helping women to achieve the the equality they should have gotten from the very beginning of time. We're out there helping people of darker color to achieve the equality that's been so long missing. So just give you a little taste of what we're about.
Carl?
Yes?
I would just like to add that service learning, if you're in a class that's offering service learning, and if you're not, ask your professor to offer it. That is a great way to engage in social justice, creating social justice.
It's Gorman. So do that as well. All right. At the end of the day, this is about making change and being even more who we've always been and helping students who are applying this way to make this designation on your transcript. So we've done it. We've told you about this launch of this ESJ initiative. We're getting ready now to bring everything to a close, but I think we'd be remiss if I didn't ask the members of the committee to come forward real quick. And so I'm going to ask to come quickly and stand by me. I don't want Kayleen to come forward just yet, though, but I want Jaime Cardenas, Marla Robinson, Beto, Varela Cole, Elena Viero to come and to stand by me. And then I'm going to ask somebody.
And Carl is also a member of the committee.
Right, I'm a member of the committee, but y'all have done the heavy lifting. And so I really want someone else even to talk about how much we appreciate the great work of our chair, Kayleen, because she's been fantastic. So if somebody will do it, the guys have been talking a lot, so maybe one of the women might win, but you might not. So then Beto would then assign Jaime to speak. Who'd like to say something about Kayleen?
Well, I guess. I didn't speak before, I let you have it. So the committee, when we gather for the committee, our goal is to go through the courses, make sure that the courses are meeting the learning outcomes. We emphasize what really, in certain ways, I think, and hopefully, yeah, I can say this, I think. What we would love to see is every class at Seattle Central be part of the emphasis. That's really what we want. And it's sort of our project. You know, what we want is for all the courses to focus on equity and social justice and work to train students to change our world. And our leadership, all last year, we spent a lot of time going through this process and going through each class. And Kayleen at the time was interim dean and really just supported us in our work. And now she happens to lead us and keeps us in check, keeps us moving forward, and keeps us engaged. And we'd like to thank her so much for continuing to lead us and lead us towards hopefully equity and social justice in every single one of Seattle Central's college courses. Thanks, Kayleen.
There's nothing that feels better than embarrassing Kayleen. She prefers to stay in the background, so thank you for that hand clap. So now, the food is by that Brown Girl Cooks, Christy Brown. Anybody heard of her? That food is good. Make sure you get some food. We want to thank as well Jason Anderson for with media, our media specialist, provide media services. I want to thank our chancellor for coming. And this initiative is launched. Students, please take advantage of it. I think you'll find that it will help everything you want to do down the road. Why don't you now just break up and begin to go and mill about and learn more from the professors teaching in this program. Thank you again.